Whatever. All right, warm-ups in. Here's the deal, guys. This is a massive 120-player PvP operation. I am going to be solo casting here to cover it all. Let me go ahead and put my TFAR plugin on so we'll be able to hear everything. Op4 has 2 start points. Blue4 has 2 start points. Let me go ahead and open my phone here. The Blue 4 faction is OFCRA and the sub-communities within it. Otherwise, Op4 is weekly open games, a massive, I think, Eurocentric community, either that or Russian-centric. And while Op4, I get transferred over to the TFAR channel, other people are being transferred, you're going to be able to hear their text, their chat, as they transfer in. So, here is the deal. On the map, there are multiple cap zones. Each cap zone is worth 5 points, so if either side holds it by the end of the round, they gain 5 points. Both sides also have an artillery position. If Blue 4 destroys Op4's artillery position, they get 3 points. If Op4 destroys Blue 4's artillery position, they get 3 points. And then there are 2 levels of supremacy bonus today. If the enemy side is knocked down to 10 or less players. So let's say Blue 4 kills all but 10 players on Op 4. Blue 4 gets 3 points. Vice versa. If Op 4 kills all but 10 players on Blue 4, they get 2 points. Actually, 3 points, my bad. So 10 enemies alive or less, 3 points. 5 enemies alive or less, 2 points. So there's a lot of different ways that either side can score. It is just a pure slog PvP with 2 capture zones. I don't think the artillery is actually usable. I think it's just prop pieces. I am trying to find the location of one now, and I seem to not be able to. Interesting. So whether or not the pieces will be towed in... Ah, okay, so the markers are slightly there. So it's 1 artillery tank, which I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to take away from the AO. And the Op4, I would assume it's a 2S5 or equivalent, which still has its... Oh, it's a... it's a Scud launcher. Yeah, so that's definitely not going to be usable. But otherwise, this should be quite interesting. So let's go ahead and look at Blue 4 spawns here. This is the first of the 2 OFCRA spawns. You're going to recognize a lot of the names here, such as the CSF players. You got PHK, Mancho, who's the head honcho of OFCRA, and they are operating as standard Blue 4 US forces here. We have some Humvees with some snorkels here, a Humvee with a 50 cal turret, a 113 with another 50 cal, and a Huey Venom gunship. Actually, no, it's technically be a Venom, which is the, the upgraded Huey that the Marine Corps uses, but it is not armed. And looks like they're shooting each other for whatever reason. But otherwise, a good mix of assets there. Let's go ahead and look at the other Blue 4 base. We've got some more ground-based vehicles here. Another M113 with an M2, another M2 Humvee, and then multiple transport Humvees. Now, little thing to note here, I think they're just going to barely have enough Humvees to take everyone, but you can only fit 4 or 5 people in the Humvees. This one looks like to be a 4-person model. So a lot of people are going to have to go on the 113 for transport. Otherwise, let's go ahead and look at the Op4 side. Op4, which are the WOG players. I'm probably going to get banned for saying that term, but that's what they're called. Freaking weekly open games. Yes, Boo. I'm a little busy. This one's an important one. It's okay. Thank you, Boo. I hope work's going okay. Okay, I appreciate it, Boo. But otherwise, we'll just call them weekly open games. So, who knows? Otherwise, they have a BTR. I believe this is a... Actually, that's either a 60 or a 70. The open point, that actually might be... I'm forgetting how to identify my BTRs now. Regardless, it's a BTR. So, 7.62 with 14.5 millimeter. And we have a Gaz here. I'm not sure if the AGS static is... usable, probably unscripted, because giving a GMG on one side would be a little bit of an unfair advantage, but that's a PK, that's a PKP. So that's 7.62 versus a 50 cal static. Blue 4 has the advantage there, but Op 4 with these, 2 turrets on the BTR, that would be a bit better. And they also have transport gases, which can take a lot more infantry per vehicle. Now, if the Humvees were like the open bench backs, then it would be a bit more even, but I'm also noticing they have a lot less on that side. Looking over at the other weekly open games side here, we have another BTR, I'd assume another PKP, Gaz, more transport Gazes, and they have a KA-60, which is also on ARM. So the KA-60 and the Venom are going to both be used as a recon. Let me look back at the Venom here. Does it have the front camera? It does. So that's one more advantage to Blue 4 that Op 4 doesn't have, because I doubt the co-pilot doesn't have access to a camera on the KA-60. So, few advantages being seen early on. I have no idea how Weekly Open Games is going to play. I've never seen them play before, but we'll see how things go. You're right, it's a PKM, not a PKP. PKP is the more modern version that is all black and polymer, whereas the PKM has the wooden stock on the back and whatnot. Whew, but otherwise, this should be interesting. Going over artillery positions, Op4 is a little more defendable with theirs because they have some nice overwatch positions they can utilize. And just a lot of open ground and on a cliff. It's going to be really tough to assault that position compared to Blue 4, which just have it kind of in the middle of a forest. Granted, they have a river guarding some of the route, but this area is a little harder to defend than Op 4's, which is just a lot more open in general. But let me go ahead and look back at the units real quick, because we only have a few moments left. It looks like squad leaders are getting magnified optics, whereas the rest of Blue 4 is getting CCO scopes and red dots.
Let's see how many fingers can fit inside PS4 glass.
So it appears to be that way. We're also seeing DMRs that marksmen are bringing in. We have a SMA in play, and then we have multiple M136s. So I'd assume a rifle squad, weapon squad combo. But otherwise, it appears to be an M16A4 platform that most of these guys are rocking. And I'm not seeing any GLs. We see the 249. Haven't seen any 240 Bravos yet. Nope, there's a 203. So they do have a GL capability. Looking over at the other side to try to see if there's a weapon squad element. Looks like we're just having medium AT at the squad level and light AT as well at that squad level with 249s, DMRs. I'm not seeing any medium machine guns. They're just going to rely on vehicles for that support. Otherwise, looking over at Op 4, I would assume we're having 545 Russians here with GP25s. Yep, magnified optics for the squad leaders and anyone of importance. I would assume we're going to see SVDs for their marksmen. That would be correct. We have an SVD right there. And PKMs for the auto riflemen. If I can find an auto rifleman, we might actually see a PKP. Which, yep, no, we are seeing a PKP, so they are putting magnified optics on those. Otherwise, GP25 systems, 545 caliber, RPGs at the infantry level, as well as RPG 26s for the MAT. 443 Garages, I would assume Blue 4 have a Glock or an M9 Beretta. More likely an M9 Beretta. These guys are playing music to pump them up there, but otherwise, yeah, it's pretty even. Just your standard Blue 4 versus Op 4. We see a lot in FNF, for example. Now, let's look at Capture Zone 2. It is literally an artillery base. You can tell because of how these three sandbags are set up here. It's meant to have 3 mortars, 1 per little artillery pit there. Really nice defensive perimeter, barbed wire, multiple flags, some holes in the barbed wire for you to be able to climb over with enhanced movement. 2 towers, technically HESCO barrier towers, which offer some good overwatch, but it's really, really open. And then a garrisonable town right next to it that is technically outside the zone. Very nice placement there. Looks like they hid a church building right here in order to place that down. Really smart, but it has a very ominous surrounding ridge here that can overwatch this one position. So the defenders of that group are going to have to be a little more proactive with their defense to actually lock that position down. 30 seconds remaining. The other capture zone is also actually, this is a natural compound, just fortified up a little bit. So we've got some tank traps around. That's not going to stop anyone from being able to vault over the wall, but they're probably going to have to get a buddy under them before they do it. And then it's going to be a lawn drop, which gives any defender quite a few seconds to work with. But it also has a really nasty ridge right on top of it. There's the mission. This is going to be a 2.5-hour mission, by the way, instead of the standard 1.5 hours. So this might take a hot second. But we got a nice overwatching castle here. This is going to have to also be taken by the defensive group of that sector, which also begs to question, will this section also be taken? Because there's just a lot of overwatch on top of overwatch. But otherwise, it's on a plateau, but it doesn't really have a lot of good positions to defend against units coming up because of these high arching walls. And these positions, although they have some good overwatch on some angles, others they can be completely flanked and exposed. So I think I prefer the second AO closer to the Russian side more than the Blue 4 AO, but they're still kind of even. You just have this one slightly closer and that one slightly closer, and then both sides, of course, are going to have to defend their artillery positions. So 60 players, a lot can go out, but we'll just have to see how things go. The helicopters are going to remain locked for another 4 minutes, 30 seconds before they start going into play, and that gives time for both sides to start deploying their forces a little early on. Now, Op4, it looks like they're going to be the first to get to their artillery position here. Blue 4 still taking their time, but they're getting a lot of their forces out here. Looks like they're bringing both of their 113s. Those are the question marks on the map. And I would assume all of those 50 cal Humvees are technically both in either AO. We also have a squad waiting back to deploy with that helicopter. And Op4 as well has a group waiting to deploy with that helicopter. So we'll have to see how things go. Someone dropped a lot of his bandages there. I guess he's not intending to get shot, which is pretty funny. Danny-san, thank you so much for the 6-month resub, my man. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Now, if I were to place a bet on either side, I would say Blue 4 with OFCRA has some advantages with their vehicles having 50 cal, so if they're able to field them properly, they should be fine. Those will be able to completely outperform the PKM transports. But Blue 4 has a bit of a transport issue where they have to divide their squads along multiple Humvees, whereas Op 4 can fit, I think, everyone in a single Gaz. So as long as Blue 4 can field their 50 cal vehicles correctly, I think they'll be okay, especially using those 50 cal cars as fast attack, quick raiding vehicles that intercept and engage Op 4 as they try to transition. That would give Blue 4 a very significant advantage. Also, Blue 4 having that camera aspect. I don't know if it's disabled or not. I'll try to check in the camera's POV. If we actually look on the roster, looks like we have 2 pilots. Yep, so there's a pilot and co-pilot on either side, so I will be checking that camera to see if it's active. But if Blue 4 can really use that camera to lock down the AO of Op 4 coming around, then Blue 4 will get another advantage. What if the PKM is rescripted? I don't know that. We didn't get a forum post about this. I was just told some simple guidelines. So if I go over to that PKM and I start hearing a Dishka, I will let you guys know. But this is part of the risk of betting. Even then, they'd have to be replaced with a 50 cal or a Cord, but Op4 doesn't have any 12.7 100-round boxes. A Cord and a Dishka are both 50-round boxes, so it would still be a disadvantage. But I think it's just a 100-round PKM, but we'll have to see. That's a good question to ask, though, Bror. Good job. Otherwise, we've got Blue 4 starting to encroach their capture zone, but it looks like they're taking positions outside of it. Op 4 bypassing capture zone 2 with these forces, and they're heading out. We've got some forces deploying around the artillery site already for Op 4, but it's only a handful. And they're already starting to set up forces around here. Blue 4 also potentially bypassing, might try to get on the satellite dish hill and lock this position down as well. That would be a good spot to overwatch any Op 4 coming up, but will they be able to make it in time? I don't know. That's still a pretty steep hill to climb, and Op 4 is slowly gaining volume here. Blue 4 not sending anyone down to defend their artillery site just yet. It looks like they're going to go purely on the offense. The entire map is up for play, so there's a lot of different ways Blue 4 can come into this AO, and Op 4 also has some options to go along these side routes. Op 4, it looks like they are going to set up a preliminary ambush point right here. Not a bad spot to do it. I would think maybe taking that ridge and then locking down this T intersection would be a little bit better, but I think they dismounted early so they could hide their vehicle there. Smart. Otherwise, Blue 4 still climbing that hill. Op 4 bypassing, might try to follow the MSR around here instead. Technically, that's an SSR. The thicker yellow is the MSRs in the AO. But AO, MSR, SSR, they're all subjective to what you're looking at the time. But regardless, BTR is coming in. The 113s are a little further into the AO. but not by much. I think we're about to have our first ambush here. And I might have to tab out just to catch that audio off. Blade trying to rush his RPG up. He's not able to make it in time. Does anyone else have AT ready? Because Blue 4 might just completely bypass this ambush point. OFCRA having no AT remaining, but their gas is going to give them away. It's one of the armed ones, too. Blue 4 could steal that. Blade trying to come around, might have an angle on this Vic. He's got to take the shot, and it's over. Another AT shot being fired by the RPG-26 of Afghan, and this Blue 4 Vic has gone off-road, and now OFCRA is trying to follow it. So you hear a 113 coming up. If Blade can reload that RPG and get ready with it, he could get a lot of kills. It's only 4 guys. I rescind that statement, but even then, knocking out one of the 113s early on would be a very good call. I gotta tab out and quickly mute myself because this is probably gonna result in some casualties. And when people die, we're all in the same spectator channel. Here's the shot. It's a miss again! And they stopped right in it. And now the 113 is turning right. And he only has an OG round left. So that means AT, the Mat Gunners have both HE and HEAT rounds. So OFCRA has completely scuffed that ambush. But it looks like they're already starting to pick some people off. Really good marksmanship skills, I believe, by Cowboy or Afghan there. But Blue 4 is going to back off from this corner. Meanwhile, looking over here, Blue 4 set up on the high ground here. OFCRA starting to dismount forces and send them up. Looks like Madness has spotted some of the skylines of Blue 4 forces. He quickly backs away. You can hear a gas here. Oh, shit. These guys have already been taken out. So that's 3 casualties right here to this Blue 4 ambush. Well, because of Blue 4 skyline, they have started taking shots. One of them gets hit. They quickly fold back into cover. So already, Blue 4 winning some of the early on ambushes. The 113 stacking up over here, trying to find OFCRA. Looks like CSF might have had Shiro trying to drag back there. Not sure if any of them are medics. Otherwise, we had a stray shot right there. I think that was the M249 gunner. They've given him an ACOG, and he's trying to find an angle to set up this bipod. OFCRA is doing a great job. Holy crap, but Royd getting picked off by a marksman. Great shot there. It was only a knockout. He could still wake back up, but that range at that elevation difference, that was one hell of a shot. I was being told by OFCRA that the WOG players are really, really good with their accuracy and their marksman shots, so I'm not surprised to see something like that. And you're seeing some of these players being really defensive. As soon as they get shot, they immediately try to run back to cover because they know if they stay in the open for too long, they will be taken out. This could still swing either way. We only have less than 30 seconds on that bet timer, but both sides have mirrored everything essentially. Now you're just seeing some opening skirmishes in the first 30 minutes go out. All right, so you got Rigel. He's trying to deploy some medical on his fallen comrade here. Roy died out. He's going to wake back up. He's got a lot of blood coming out of him. But OFCRA are making a very slow advance on the western flank of Blue 4 here. I'm not sure if Blue 4's noticed yet. They do have some eyes watching, but I think Parthis is too busy watching some of the OFCRA forces way in the back line there, which might just be serving as a distraction. OFCRA still has a nasty chunk of open ground to traverse to get up to Blue 4's position, and we're already seeing... Wow. There's some more marksman shots go out. Blue 4 pulls back. We do, however, have a Blue 4 force right here. They just took a casualty as they're trying to pick off some dudes right here. But Calden, I think he just hit one of the guys there. And you just had Ross spray down a Blue 4 guy right here, the guy that was trying to get Royd up. So Blue 4 might be a little outmatched here. Their element of surprise is gone, and they're taking a lot of fire. Meanwhile, we have this 113 over here. It still has the +3, so you have everyone still staying in there, and OPFOR slowly trying to encroach it. And then the other one's deployed its forces here, and they're trying to come around. But we have a lot of forces down on Blue 4, which have been dedicated to defending against massive flank attacks. But we also have Blue 4. Looks like the helicopters have gone live. The KA-60 has only recently started deploying, whereas Blue 4's Venom has already dropped off a strike team to start heading in, I would assume, on Red 4's the eastern flank of Red 4 Artillery's position. This is the main fight right here, though. Nubass doing his best to survive, but now he's taking long-range fire from what I would assume is a BTR. Yep. That's the PKT of it, and it is suppressing that smoke. You're seeing Blue 4 starting to pop orange smoke and potentially try to disengage. And that's going to concede this hill to OPFOR. Now, the really worrisome part is this is the hill that then overwatches that position, so Blue 4 is going to have a tough time holding there. And once that is lost, Blue 4 has no choice but to hold that perimeter, but this castle position perfectly overwatches that spot. So this could be the start of the domino effect against Blue 4 here. And you're seeing some guys trying to fold back, but they're being flanked by OPFOR forces over here. Over 100,000 points in the pool. Looks like Mr. Dave waking back up here. Yeah, righto, Nim. How you doing? Ooh, RPG shot was just fired. That might have been an OG round. That was a GL round of some sort. I think the RPG was over. We're still seeing some suppression going up here as well. Come back from cigarettes. I gotta work, Nim. So OPFOR doing their best to try to push Blue 4 from that spot. Meanwhile, it looks like the one CSF guy bled out, and OPFOR is now focusing on those three. We're seeing some Blue 4 forces fold off of that defensive position. They might now try to come on the northern flank and relieve Blue 4 here, but it's going to take them a few minutes to get in position and then a few more minutes to maneuver. And even then, OPFOR just needs to turn one guy around and see that flank coming, but if everyone's tunnel vision, it might just be enough. We got the marksman back here too. If he notices, then I think Blue 4 is going to be in a lot of trouble. Yes, this is one life. So far, neither side has shown a superiority yet, but it is starting to look in OPFOR's ballpark. Blue 4 did pick off Blade there. Whether or not he got picked off from the infantry or the 113 is anyone's guess. More than likely the infantry, because the 113 would have probably killed him. Yeah, I know, right? A few people dying early on because this is a 2.5-hour event. Nubass doing his best to pick up the wounded guy there, and he might just get away with it as he's covered by Goatland. With some really, really good upper body strength here. That is an OG round going up to the tower. Surprised Goatland didn't take any fire from that. He's then trying to pick off. Oh, he's he's animation glitched. He's a snake now. I see. And it looks like we had another wounded guy up here who just bled out. I don't know who that was. Otherwise, we have OPFOR getting right on top of some Blue 4 forces here. It's Blue 4 hiding out in these buildings. UH-60 now flying overhead of Capture Zone 2, but they're doing a very high flyover. I just want to quickly look at the co-pilot's position. Yes, he has the camera. So now I gotta look at this group. I believe they don't have a camera in that Vic. So again, that is an advantage to Blue 4. That they'll be able to get that top-down reconnaissance data. Now looking over here, we've got Blue 4. He's trying to shoot out this one guy. OPFOR panic throws a grenade as he pulls back. And then a smoke as Parthius holds that building. That's at least going to delay OPFOR's advance. Meanwhile, OPFOR looks like they've turned around, and they notice Blue 4's advance right here, already engaging from quite the range. Their shots are being fairly accurate here. It's definitely confusing the Blue Force here. Now it looks like these two Blue 4 guys, they might try to fold back, knowing that OPFOR is trying to get right on top of them. This position, it's all right, but again, that hill can completely look over all the cover and also deny them from pulling out of that area. So it might not be the best call. So we got Blue 4s here still on Mount Taurus. They were deployed there a few minutes ago. They're going to have a long walk. And OPFOR have also deployed a force way back here to potentially come into the arty position from the rear. Blue 4, though, they're overwatching the actual arty position, forming defensive perimeter. It's quite wide, though. I could see OPFOR getting by that position if they try to sneak it. Otherwise, we have Blue 4 deploying another force here. Some very close fighting in between some colored smoke grenades. It's literally a ridge versus a ridge here. Vorogok is just animation glitched. I hope that's not applied to everyone's POV, because otherwise he's going to be quite difficult to spot as he maneuvers. That's just unfortunately an animation glitch. There's nothing we can do about that. OPFOR now slowly moving up this position again, trying to encroach those Blue 4 units. Heisey, meanwhile, covering this flank. Blue 4 right over this ridge. Blue 4 trying to pick him off. He missed the shots. And then he gets shot by his own dude. Stadler freaks out, shoots his own guy. Roland comes up, seeing that he was engaged. He gets attacked from the other ridge, though. What the heck? Bit of a misplay there. Grenade going over. Wounds Roland as he runs up, and now you have Kai coming up here. Gets a kill. He starts getting shot at as Heisey comes over. Heisey starts engaging, gets another drop. And Blue 4 just seems very confused over what's going on here. OPFOR now coming around. He just saved Blue 4 from shooting one of his own guys. What is going on? OPFOR's helping Blue 4 not team kill at this rate. The OPFOR guy comes up, cleans him up. Holy crap. Hot damn. What was any of that? Jesus. So Heisey on 2 kills. Kai on 1. Just completely eliminated the northern flank that Blue 4 was trying to clasp there. Got Vorogok that also got another kill. He was coming around. Wow. Blue 4 still in this spot. The one guy that went up here got taken out. I'm not surprised with that, because he was way in the open, and that's an auto rifle with the frickin' M249. OPFOR now firing at the helicopter. Blue 4 still getting some forces around back here, but it's too late for them in all honesty. And it looks like Kai is picking up one of those 136s to use later. But OPFOR definitely showing tactical superiority here. Blue 4, meanwhile, still marauding around this right flank, but Blue 4 has only one small force in between OPFOR and the next capture zone. You're seeing the BTR suppressing a Blue 4 element that is very far off, but those shots are landing very close. It's Devil Dog, who was forced to retreat behind a small hill for cover, and you got some smoke billowing out here as Zrydek tries to cover his battle buddy to get off that open ridge. Really smart plays by OPFOR. So OFCRA just hiding out. You hear this 136 guy getting his gun out. 2 AT shots going in. That cooks the Vic. And knocks out the driver. So I think there's a small gunner back here. Yeah, Shay also fired. And now Blue 4 is going to fight from this one position. It's a very bad spot to engage from, though. So they double tap him. I think OFCRA thought this hill was secure, but it wasn't. You're seeing some more long-range shots trying to go up on that helicopter. GL's going off. Blue 4 trying to use all of their equipment. And we're having 2 guys starting to come up the rear here. If they can hold, it should be fine. We just had an OG fragmentation round fired from an RPG land in the wrong compound. If it landed in the right one, we probably would have seen at least 2 or 3 Blue 4 casualties there. Marksman trying to engage. OFCRA trying to throw grenades in. Ooh, great headshot there as he takes out one of the guys with a scoped and a GL from OFCRA. Didn't have a backpack though, so it was probably a team lead. I think that some of the team leads have the light anti-tank, aka the RPG-26 or the M72. So otherwise, you have Noob Sabo here doing his best to try to pick off units with his marksman rifle. He's getting flanked now by Shay, and he quickly pulls back. Shay desperately trying to get his kill. Noob having no choice but to try to turn around. I think he might have gotten crippled there. He's trying to get away. As Shay, he also took fire, so he's pulling back. At least I thought he took a round. If not, he's just trying to displace before he is re-engaged. You're seeing the BTRs now engaging Brewer and Zicky here. 2 really good players from OFCRA, but they're pinned by a BTR. And they've got to wait for someone with AT to get up here. And I'm not sure where that is. Meanwhile, helicopters flying close together. OFCRA way above Blue 4 there. Funny enough how the vehicle that doesn't have the camera is above at a higher altitude than the vehicle with the camera. Meanwhile, looking over on the right, you got some OFCRA fanning out here. Potentially sighting the Blue 4 forces on the hill. That would make sense because we do have this guy unconscious. Okay then. Just, yeah, Spider-Man. Gonna write that one down real quick. Hearing some stray shots here, as Blue 4 is trying to pick off a few of the OFCRA guys that have separated around, but otherwise Blue 4 hasn't really done that much of a massive attack here. I think they're waiting to see how this attack peters out. And it looks like they haven't, because they're also folding up their flanking team to go attack Cap Zone 2 instead from the rear to try to draw out all of those forces. Otherwise, OFCRA advancing on where they perceive the Blue 4 garrison to be. Still 5 guys here. They're going to still do their best to hold. Got some distance shots going back and forth here as Blue 4 is trying to pick off some of the OFCRA guys on the hill here. Hearing some more shots. That might have been Noob trying to fire. He is on kill too because, yep, he has dropped someone. It's a really nasty spot for him to be in. He just barely sees that spot. That's a great angle to have. And unfortunately, Shay getting double tapped and eliminated by Heisey on his 3rd kill. As OFCRA is now starting to maneuver up here. We do see another OG Warhead right here. This could be, Zerito. He's also taken a Blue 4 marksman rifle. But if he fires that Warhead in this compound, he's more than likely going to get a kill or 2. Blue 4, I think, has noticed OFCRA is folding in from back here. Blue 4 unable to land the kill as they are now being flanked from the top of the mountain. Part of that shed getting taken out. An individual segment of the sheet metal. And now I think the rest of these Blue 4 guys are going to get pinsmealed, unfortunately. There's another one doing a nice forward flip because the bullet momentum, I guess, sent him flying. And now we're just down to 2 Blue 4 guys on this hill. And OFCRA still has a pretty nasty amount of players there. OFCRA, meanwhile, that northern force still coming in. They've got a nice... Well, I thought it was a file there, but they got a little doubled up. But even then, it's good formation to be going, and Blue 4 sending a force down to at least cover that FOB. No, it's QRF coming into the cap zone itself. I think he thought he saw him there for a second, so he just quickly leaned it back. We just heard some AT land close to that BTR. The BTR is now pulling back. Ooh, great return fire from Demovar here. He's on his 3rd kill. Doing his best to lock that position down and at least harass any OPFOR individual that tries to get in. Some return fire, though, as Sheriff gets his 3rd kill on the other Blue 4 member in this spot. Now he's going to run out. Noob isn't covering that one corner, so this guy does have a second to actually fold out here. He might spot him. Goes for a shot. Knocks him unconscious. Probably grazed the top of his helmet, but that was still a knockout on Sharif. Great single shot by the marksman there. Now he's in a firefight. Gets knocked to his feet. Quickly tries to fold back. Switches to his handgun. Tries to catch him in the reload. Is unable to drop him, and then he gets headshotted. Great firefight right there. Crash is very lucky to have survived. Still hasn't been credited with the kill just yet. Did Noob get the shot? He's reloading. No, he's still on 2. So who killed Crash? What? Who got the kill? No, he was the only Blue 4 guy up here. It wasn't friendly fire. It was just a point system glitch out, but huh. All right, so Blue 4, I think they're sending this force up to the cap zone, or they're sending it up to the castle to cover. And this force, it looks like they've changed, and now they're going to go for the artillery position instead. With that number, they could do a lot of damage, but I'm also worried about OPFOR's force here. If they kill this one group, there's not really going to be a lot of Blue 4 left to overwatch that one position. But let's look at the roster here. So OPFOR have taken a decent chunk of casualties. They still have a good amount of players left, but Blue 4, ooh. They got a full squad wipe. They still got a big chunk of players. They got a second group that's fully wiped, but they still have a lot. I would say it's slightly leaning to OPFOR right now in terms of player count, but we might see that change. So now with this lull in combat, we have another OPFOR player that tried to move up to this Blue 4 group, but he was picked off. Looks like Syak was killed up here, though, so it was just an even trade. And you still have that 3-man group marauding around over here. So OPFOR have 4 major groups right now. They got the defensive group around Cap Zone 2, some guys a little further out. They've got the attack group for Cap Zone 1 that have decided to mount this hill, probably waiting for new orders and fully securing the area. They've got a strike team that's going to ambush the hell out of this one position. Hearing some more distant AT here as they're trying to engage that BTR. This one actually looks like it might have been on infantry instead. And then you have the rear defense position on the RD. This is where the next major firefight's going to be. So they know Blue 4's up here because they saw this dismount. They're probably going to pick off the gunner first, get their forces a little higher. Okay, so they do have 240 Bravos. I was looking for that. With only red dot sights, though. No rear security. RPG goes in. Doesn't kill the gunner, though. But Hood quickly gets out as a grenade comes in. Hosky trying to pick off Hood with his marksman rifle is unable to land the kill. I think if OPFOR went a little closer, they could have done a little bit of a better job in ambush, but taking out that vehicle first, that was the major threat. That was the smartest idea, but Cheeseburger now taking it to the offensive, trying to throw some grenades up here as OPFOR pulls back. Just to prevent any rushes from Blue 4. I'm a little worried about OPFOR, though, because we've got Cheeseburger coming around the flank. He's got the 240 Bravo at point-blank range. That's going to do a lot of damage. Got Hosky here. He's stuck bandaging. Cheeseburger gets the shot. Hosky busy reloading. Stain behind Cheeseburger. Magnum's Cheeseburger. Great maneuvering by Hosky, staying away from Cheeseburger's field of vision as he's stuck reloading, and Cheeseburger, because he pushed up on his own, had no support. And he was just mowed down, point blank by an SVD. Hot damn. That's why you can never get tunnel vision. Otherwise, that could potentially happen to you, and someone could just maneuver around, but Cheeseburger didn't hear that gunshot either. Meanwhile, we got Grau and Yakush flanking around. Grau trading with the other guy. Mikkel staying alive as Yakush now runs down. Mikkel now being fired at from 2 different angles, but no player is able to land any killing shots here. Husky, I think, is going to reload with that marksman rifle. He's got an angle here. Mikkel taking a lot of shots to go down. Damn. And OPFOR has taken this hill with minimal casualties. And now there is no one guarding Blue 4 artillery. And now you got this group folding back. I don't know for what, though, if they're going to be picked up and moved to Arty or something, but OPFOR, their advantage is growing wider and wider because they can just take out that Arty position and be the first team to get points on the board. Otherwise, Blue 4 still have that flanking force that was holding this position coming around. They're coming up from low ground, though, and OPFOR shown that they've been pulling a really good 360 and spotting Blue 4 on the maneuver here. So I'm not sure what Blue 4 can do here. I doubt if they have any AT left, because that would be a really easy shot to make, because most of that's exposed on that BTR. Roster-wise, again, the numbers are looking a little in OPFOR's favor, but both sides have taken a good amount of casualties here. I would say, yeah, OPFOR, even though Blue 4 have had some equipment advantages on a few vehicles, OPFOR's definitely been making up for it in the PvP. I think we just saw a stray shot go up to a helicopter. Something. I actually don't know where those shots are going. Oh, shit. Brewer getting knocked out. Is that Noob? That's, nope, Chikon. Different marksman, picking Brewer off as he tries to maneuver. Is anyone loading that helicopter? No, they're just maneuvering. And the Blue 4 helicopter also still maneuvering. I don't know why I keep seeing this force pulling back like right and then left and then right. It's like they don't have it. They're not making a decision on where they want to go, but they haven't really covered a lot of ground. They're being incredibly cautious, which I get. They don't want to be caught out of position, but I think it would be safe to say that both sides are committing a majority of their forces to the actual firefights at this point. Tough call. So Blue 4 is still just going to hold their forces here. I don't know if they're waiting for that force to maneuver in the cap zone too, or if they're going for the Arty, because again, they've been just wishy-washy going back and forth. Zicky's still up. Brewer was double tapped. I don't see his unconscious symbol anymore. And we have a few guys from 6EME now taking Old Dutch Castle. Not for it looks like they're holding on this hill. They're looking around. They're trying to see if there's any more Blue 4 defenders before they proceed, because they just shook the Hornet's nest. They're trying to see if any Hornets are actually going to come out and try to counterattack them. And with this being a 2.5-hour match, I don't blame anyone for being incredibly cautious here because they have the time to do it. But once you lose a guy, he's gone for the rest of the fight. That's the power of one life operations. Manpower is a very important and strategic asset. Now look at this. You got Derek here with his spotter. They're actually trying to get some pickoffs on some OPFOR guys on this ridge. That is over 1 kilometer of distance. I'd be amazed if he made a shot. Shots are landing short and ricocheting up. OFCRA doesn't seem too concerned about it. I was about to say, what's that helicopter noise? But nope, that's Blue4 just flying their bird over again. Zicky, I'm surprised with what he's doing. Oh, geez, he's deploying smoke like there's no tomorrow because he's getting suppressed by that BTR. It's a lot of smoke, geez. I think he's trying to get into the OFCRA ranks here so he can engage. We have the KA-60 flying overhead as well. I think it's looking for more of the Blue4 force here. But if Zicky can get close enough to start working some of his magic in CQC, similar to how Falcon would in FNF, we could see a little bit of the tide turn, but just the power of this BTR Overwatch is a little too much for him to be able to get in. OFCRA looks like they're folding off the hill. They're going to redeploy, get on the left flank, and start getting the first points on the board. From there, they could counter, not even counter, they could just move in and assault Cap Zone 1 from the north, completely catching Blue4 off guard. It looks like Blue4 is finally starting to dedicate their forces to try to hit Cap Zone 2. The issue is that OFCRA is going to be able to get points on the board for taking out Blue4 artillery and then secure Cap Zone 1 because the forces here are going to be able to overwhelm. How long can OFCRA's forces hold out in this fight? More Overwatch, and you're seeing Born here, another marksman firing, as they're just keeping Zicky pinned, and he is unable to maneuver. He is hopelessly stuck down there. But my point is, after OFCRA takes this area, will they be able to fold back and reinforce Cap Zone 2 and completely wipe the rest of Blue4's manpower here? Because OFCRA, they still have a good chunk of forces directly on top of the artillery position, and Blue4 doesn't have anything attacking it. So I think the original plan was Blue4 would hold this zone and then do a flanking attack here with this force. And then this force would come over and just hit the artillery from the side. But because this force failed, these guys were forced to now be the flanking element for Cap Zone 2, which is why we saw them do a weird zigzag going back and forth between positions. So that at least shows that Blue4 Command, which I believe is NASA and Flip for Flap, they're doing their best to adapt to the situations that come up in this operation, which is great. But all of that going back and forth is costing him valuable maneuver time, which OFCRA has been capitalizing on. Meanwhile, Red 4 HQ... Alright, we'll try. Nivalyashka. That's what I'll go with. Sorry if I mispronounced it, but he's been doing a great job just having his forces maneuver and take out what they can. Whether that be from his own commanding experience and him calling orders, or his squad leaders in the field just doing a great job maneuvering their squad elements. Anyone's guess. But OFCRA has definitely been a little more solid on this scenario so far. Not across the board, mind you, but enough to start showing OFCRA has a decent numbers advantage here. Blue4, I'd say I've been picking off some more OFCRA guys over at this area, but not by much and not by a large enough ratio to omit what's gone on around the other capture zone. Now we have a lull in the combat. OFCRA folding forces around. They do have AT, so they would be able to take out the arty tank. Perhaps the marker has confused them, or they're just trying to get a wide flank around as they scan these positions. But I give them 3 to 5 minutes to figure out that position's empty. Funny enough, it looks like they're actually folding away. Oh, this was in game. Whoa. When was that taken out? Maybe a long-range AT shot or something, but alright, so... OFCRA has 3 points on the board because they've taken out the blue 4 artillery position. When they did that, I actually don't know. But it is destroyed now. Yeah, I did a hydrate, don't worry. So now this force, they're going to fold in, and they're going to attack Capture Zone 1 from the rear. And I think by then, Blue 4 is going to begin this attack. And then you'll just see them fold in as QRF, potentially flank a Blue 4 force coming in. Zicky's still alive, doing his best on that position, but I think OPFOR is going to keep a force up here to hold the hill. This is a really strategic position that just overwatches everything around it. I don't see OPFOR giving this spot up. Not yet, anyway. If Cap Zone 2 really takes a lot of damage, then they'll probably have to for manpower. But right now, they've just been skirmishing with Blue 4 wherever they seem to come up. I think these guys are going to get screwed by the BTR. OPFOR, with this Overwatch position, have already slowed down Blue 4's push around. And pretty much most of the operation, they've just been doing this massive maneuver, and OPFOR has been doing their best. Maybe they're just waiting out OPFOR to leave this position. It's anyone's guess there, but oh dear. Oh dear, what happened? Oh no. This is what we call an Arma gamer move. Oop. Hey. Well, okay. Just got to hit it one more time. He's trying. He's trying. Oh. Wait, did he get it? I don't think that's how vehicles work, but okay. Awesome. You just gotta boop it one more time. Hey! Alrighty then. He did it. And he didn't Arma himself either, even though it did ragdoll a little bit, so good. I guess the vehicle equivalent of ragdolling. So yeah, both of the BTRs up here really advantageous for the OPFOR group here, because that's just two heavy guns that they can maneuver on any spot on this overwatching hill to fit their leisure. Looks like they're trying to range in GPS shots, probably at max range, but that's only going to be 400 meters, and this engagement distance is a little beyond that, unfortunately. Oh, I expected it to blow up to her for one of them to fly off into space. Looks like they've actually taken a KIA up here. Look at that keyhole of a shot. Yeah, from that one window. So Blue 4 doing their best to try to get eyes up there. I don't think any of them have a marksman rifle, though. Yeah, so they're not going to be able to outperform the SVD marksman up on that hill. And if they reposition a BTR to just do Overwatch, it's going to get messy. Meanwhile, Blue 4, it looks like they're getting their bearings here, doing some recon of this other position, but they've been spotted, and they are being engaged by SOF. He does have a magnified optic, so I guess he was just scanning the hills around. But yeah, OPFOR has just had really good eyes on everything that's been happening. Now you have Afghan here who's pinned, trying to maneuver away from a 113, and it's two infantry cover units that are just trying to keep him pinned. So OPFOR instead, they're going to forego the capture zone. They're being ordered to assault this hill because Blue 4's been up here for a while. But I think Blue 4 spotted them. They're looking right at him. He's toggling through his grenades right now. He's not looking down his scope per se. Settler there, he's looking at him with binos. Oh, it's a rangefinder. At least I thought he was. But Blue 4 is being mindful that they might be attacked from the rear, so I am happy to see this rear support. I'm going to go under the assumption they spotted them. There wouldn't be this many guys turned around, and they wouldn't be digging northern defensive trenches if they didn't spot that. So you got Rolton-ish here, doing his best to try to pick off some Blue 4 units as well. So the question is going to become, can this Blue 4 group survive this attack and push it back? And can this force maneuver in and take Cap Zone 2 with minimum casualties? That would get Blue 4 back in the fight here, but they still have a lot to fight with here because there's still 2 other large OPFOR forces that they'd have to contend with. Blue 4 only has these 2 major forces left and then a lot of smaller groups that are maneuvering. So OPFOR definitely has the manpower advantage right now. Now we just have to wait patiently. OPFOR to attack this hill, they need to fold back. Come along the covered forest area here, because this is a kill zone. I don't think Blue 4 has anything to cover that kill zone properly without going super high and exposing themselves to the flank, but whether or not OPFOR knows that they'd be clear here is another story. We might see either some smokes or they just might risk it, but OPFOR's been playing this incredibly cautiously, so we might see them try to come around. Got the KA-60 still flying around doing some really good recon, really just by the trenches, because those are the easiest to spot. That was an explosive satchel going off here. I guess OPFOR had a trap, but it was not properly... No, they just set it off for whatever reason. I guess miscommunication, or maybe they thought there were units there. Maybe someone reported that he saw something, but a little bit of a misplay. But this is meant to be a 2.5-hour operation, so...
Send in GOAT Team 6.
We're
now.
not even through the first half, to be perfectly honest. Admiral Sink, thanks for the tier 1 sub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Otherwise, helicopters going over here. The remnant of Echo are regrouping to do what? I don't know. Got OPFOR Command chilling in the town of Barrow, I guess just feeding in radio information across all of his forces here. Looks like OPFOR, they decided to push over that open ground, realizing that they had the defilade covered to do it. Now they're going to get right on top of this Blue 4 force. Now they do outnumber the Blue 4 force here, but Blue 4 has the high ground, and they have a 50 cal 113. I would assume OPFOR still has their marksman alive. That's Hasiki, yep. Or excuse me, Husky Love. And OPFOR also has AT via OPEX. He only has an OG round, though. He might have burned all of his HEAT on blowing up that artillery vehicle. Ooh, yep. Lobby spotting Hesky as he folds in. Looks like his leg got hit. He quickly rolls away. Gunner now being engaged. The shots are a little high. The gunner's tunnel vision, and he's not hearing those other gunshots. But unfortunately, Sup is unable to land a shot here. Zagoda was able to just land a kill. We just saw an AT round go over. That was either an RPG-26. Nope, that was an OG round. Zagoda landing a... Nope, that was Despo getting that kill. Now you got Settler up here, trying to pick off Grow as he comes up, but it looks like Blue 4 might be able to weather off this attack with minimum casualties. Even the 113 gunner is still alive. Yep, they folded in. They're just relaxing for now. Or, nope, the gunner, I think, is unconscious. No, Skipu's unconscious, so Lobby's actually brought him in and is attempting medical. So if Blue 4 can keep this up, even though Op 4, they've also folded some forces over here to try to flank Despo and his battle buddy, that's Tellar. He does have a magnified optic, so he'll be a little more accurate, got some more suppression coming from this side. It's going to limit Blue 4's mobility to the really high positions and potentially give Op 4 a way up to close the distance. Blue 4, they've got 3 guys they could send for QRF, but it looks like they're not going to be sent over. Meanwhile, the other fight over here, it looks like they've all, yep, they've Echo for Blue 4, they found an enemy gas, and now they are just trying to pull out of this area and reposition. To where? I don't know, but that is going to concede that left side to potentially go in and take Capture Zone 1. You've got these BTRs still firing and suppressing the castle here, as Blue 4 might be trying to ready their 50 cal Vic. That's going to get smoked immediately. And you're also seeing Op 4 rushing 2 guys up, except they hit a rock, unfortunately. Might have just injured themselves, too. But they're going to charge up and try to take that castle position. Op 4 now folding in. Lobby quickly trying to get in. Gets into the gun. And his head is turned to switch cheese. So Skipu still unconscious there. Might not wake back up. Blue 4 down to 3 guys on this hill, trying their best to survive. A little bit of flanking shots from Blue 4's far group there, but it's not going to be that effective. Guardian trying to get a shot on Timek. And you already have Grow trying to flank around here. Looks like Blue 4 are conceding this position. They're going to mount up in that 50 cal car and pull back. Yeah, both. Actually, no, the Blue 4 helicopter's doing a bit more of an orbital pattern. It's a low fly. They're just trying to do recon, whereas actually the KA-60 is doing better low passes because it doesn't have that camera. Little worried. Grow doing a wide flank right here. If he's able to get behind, he could potentially kill off all 3 of these guys. Guardian also coming around, but Zagoda's predicting it. Blue 4 have actually folded back even more north, away from the capture zone, and these guys have folded back here. Maybe the helicopter will come pick them up. And this force has... they pulled back. Oh, man. I really have not been liking Blue 4, aka OFCRA's maneuvering here. It's like OPEX tried to find a firing angle, but wasn't able to lift his gun up high enough. Timek prepping his AT, immediately gets hit. Guardian getting taken out by Zagoda, who predicted him coming up that angle. Now the question is, can Grow come up as he's being shot at from the one Blue 4 Overwatch position there? Grenade going over, that's going to land right on Guardian. Literally rolled right onto him. There goes the 113 being taken out, scuttled by Blue 4, so Op 4 couldn't take it. Questionable call, but I can understand it. Meanwhile, Zagoda trying to hit another guy up on that far hill, but is unable to land the shot. That's Haskey, excuse me, who does have the marksman rifle. If he can line up a shot. Catches Zagoda in the reload, gets a headshot on him to knock him out. Goes for the double tap, getting more blood. And you got OPEX, who's charged that hilltop and has taken out the other 2. And Op 4 has now taken control of this hill with some moderate casualties, I would say. They still have Yakush here. Ooh, a little bit of red on red here as they're trying to PID each other. They could get Guardian back up. But for now, they've only lost one, and that was that maneuver on the side. I think they had a few other guys with them that might have actually left by now, but yeah. Blue 4 is down to one large force, a moderate force, which I think is coming back here to pick them up on this runway. To maneuver where, I have no idea. But now you got Op4 starting to overwatch over Cap Zone 1. It's looking more and more in Op4's favor. And we've got a three-man team now coming around to potentially flank this 113 that's been here for almost all the game. The question is, who has that AT? None of them have AT. They're going to go for a gunner kill. They have a PKP as well. They've got no one looking in this direction. It's just all Overwatch. So if they get up here and notice that and don't see anyone looking, they could just snipe them all in the back of the head and call it a day. My question is just going to fall, so what is that Blue 4 group going to do? These guys are folding in, taking some Blue 4 equipment. ACOGs. I have no idea what that marksman up there is shooting at. If we're going to do a really wide flank, they're going to come from the even taller hill. This small little ridge on the hill itself. That's going to give them a great overwatch position on the M113 gunner. So Derek here is putting shots right here. Maybe because he saw movement right here or something, but who knows? So if you're Op4 coming up to this hill, you hear the 113, you hear the marksman popping off shots, and you haven't been engaged as you've moved up to this position. So I want to see if they get a little cocky and push some Op4 closes up closer to take out that marksman team as well. But either play that they do, Blue 4 is going to take casualties, and Op4 is probably not going to have a single KIA. Funny enough, Op4 has actually redeployed their force from the Arty position to head north to Cap Zone. And Blue 4 has been picked up. Are they going to land on top of the Cap Zone or something nearby? That's going to be a free thing there, and then they could attack the Cap Zone too from the southern side. So they're not out of the game just yet. Risky maneuver by Blue 4, but it is more than likely going to pay off. Now you've got Afghan and Cowboy. Yep, they're going to be a little cocky here as they move up right on top of this position. They're being overwatched by Arjeb, who's trying to find a good spot here to watch. My map got stuck. There we go. So he's got eyes on those two guys. He has eyes on the 113 as well. So I think he's trying to walk his two guys up to potentially take this position out. Cowboy, if he's cautious, he could just get right up and hit him with a burst. And then he needs someone else to take out the gunner, and he's home free. So Op4, meanwhile, they have a lot of eyes watching back. I think they're looking for that Blue 4 team. But that other Blue 4 team is going to be able to walk onto this artillery spot unchallenged. So Op4 Command getting a little cocky with that. But if he just needs to keep being aggressive, and then he's fine. So Cowboy, I guess, is going to lock down anyone that tries to run. And Afghan here is going to go for the kill shots because he has the scope. This is going to be brutal. So I think Op4 is trying to verify that there's only 2 guys here in the 113. Cowboy's now moving right on top of this position. He's ready to flank in case Afghan misses the shots on these guys. And I think Rajab... he's still trying to find an angle. But he hasn't dedicated to overwatching one specific unit yet. So Afghan, it's a little tough right here. He gets the marksman. That immediately causes Tommy to go. Cowboy coming on the rear, engaging, and the PKP gunner killing the gunner, only knocking him out, actually. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. 113 going for a ram as it tries to descend, but is unable to get it. Great play there by Op4. Now you got some Blue 4 guys coming up here, but wow. That could not have gone better. Actually, no. One thing they could have done was gotten a better headshot on the 113 gunner to kill him, but textbook. That was honest to God textbook. Really great PvP play there. Now looks like he's going for some secondary shots here, but now he's getting shot. Cowboy getting engaged by some of the Blue 4 guys that came up because he was out of cover. Not realizing that Blue 4 was sending more guys here. Now Blue 4 might be able to get a little bit of it back, but it's tough to say. GL landing a little short. I doubt Cowboy's going to wake back up there, but just look at this map here. And Op4 is actually assaulting Blue 4's position, as his force is now being cautious to actually come up to the RD spot itself. And they've landed the helicopter here. For what reason, I don't know. Well, looks like they're going to pull back, cut their losses. So 2 KIAs and 1 wounded for 1 wounded. It's a good deal. All right, so this is probably going to be the next point of contact here. Not sure if the helicopter knows where Blue 4 is, but... yeah, they're looking out on the sides. They're trying to find him. Oh god, the killer of communities. The El Stelfo meme. Will it be the killer of squads today? Why'd they leave Cowboy? Because Cowboy was on the open, in the open on the side, and if they tried to go out and pick him up, they would have been shot. I would say that was the better call, in my opinion. Because if they smoked him, then they would just be engaged by GL or a machine gun, because they didn't know the force that was over there. Or someone could have remounted that 50 cal and just sprayed 50 into there, so. Oh dear. Alstolfo gets his first kill. It begins. He's confused and he runs right into a grenade. Notices the grenade last second. Runs away on the side. He now runs right. And he might flank this entire Blue 4 force. I've got an unmarked guy right here too. Interesting. I think that's an AI that someone got disconnected. So Astolfo here is really confused. Just gonna go prone for a second. Camelgan woke up. And is gonna proceed to bandage. Got some GLs going far. Blue 4 doesn't seem to understand what's going on here. I think they just ran into an ambush. Now they're playing incredibly cautiously. Oh, that's definitely an AI. So yeah, sometimes if you get disconnected, in OFCRA, it creates an AI in your place so that when you reload, you go right into that slot. Really cool feature, in my opinion. Stolfo booking it to cover. They don't know what's going on. Both sides were not expecting to run into each other there, that's for certain. And these two, it looks like they might be either trying to flank north or flank around to engage that force that hit them. And now Blue 4 is running off. Camelgan's still bandaging, as PHK still right here. Not realizing Op4's right there. Just unable to see him past the grass. Throws a random frag. And that knocks out Camo Gun. KA-60 now orbiting that position. Blue 4 folding forces up to try to hit the artillery. Got Rick right here. He's staying low and hidden with a 249. Blue 4 now firing at the helicopter, but the shots are a little short. Roster-wise, guys, it's not looking good for Blue 4. They have about 3/4 to half of a full page here remaining, as Op4 still has at least a full page of forces here, considering the skulls. Every firefight, it seems to have Op4 slowly getting the advantage after the initial fights in that failed ambush by Op4. Camagon's still unconscious. Thesaurus, you're just saying that because you bet Blue 4? So Op4 we have over here. 2 CSF players are combing around. They're looking in the north, though. I thought there were 4 of them still alive, so did they actually have someone get dropped? Ah, Bat got dropped because he was in the open. And Tommy was up here with the marksman. So Op4 picked off 1 additional guy. That's why they're looking over here. Looks like they were able to get that gunner back up, too. And they're just trying to inspect this area. Ooh, Astolfo just took someone out up here. That was that one auto rifleman that was sticking up here. But you just saw his symbol disappear. So Blue 4, they've regrouped. They're now looking back at that direction. We've also got Blue 4 coming up to this artillery position, but notably, first off, we've got Bluck heading to one of the Op4 spawn points. There's no vehicles left for him to take, though, so I think they were banking on that for transport, but that's not going to be the case. I think they're abandoning their helicopter because it's out of fuel or damaged, but otherwise just not viable. I don't know where... There she is. What about the other Op4 spawn? Also has no vehicles. So Op4 took everything to make sure nothing could be used against them later, but... Okay, this group does have AT in the form of Giovanni with a Maz, I would assume, and that should be able to take out that Scud launcher with 1, but probably 2. Maz, where's his AT? Oh dear. Well, let's hope they have explosive charges, otherwise they might not even be able to get that artillery position taken out. Yeah, have you heard of the Astolfo Arma 3 community destroying meme? It is indeed a true story. A patented TSB original. And it looks like Op4 have actually sent 2 guys up, and they have just taken out the 113. They came up with the gas, used an RPG-26. 2 RPG-26s, actually. And we're able to kill everyone in that Vic. Again, Op4 slowly piecemealing what remains of Blue 4's forces. I think Op4, they're also starting to breach this compound, thinking there's some Blue 4 defenders, but it's not the case. Now you have Astolfo here in striking range. Fleesh, I think, might have just spotted Astolfo, but he is now taking fire. Astolfo spots. Puts some shots on Tackle, takes out someone else, kills Tackle. Evading all of those gunshots as they do a quick reload. That's Cookoff from the 113 up there. Now Astolfo in a firefight with PHK. Quickly flanks right as both of them do a quick reload, but Astolfo taken out by PHK. 3 kills though, not bad. What's that, giving a very TLDR version of the Astolfo meme. Oh, dear. And the KA-60 flying right overhead to harass the Blue 4 players. 3 of them surviving. And now you've got Blue 4 coming around to this compound. They see this massive entrenchment that Op4's dug. I don't know how Blue 4 is going to be able to demo this, though, if they don't have any AT. Looks like you have Bluck running back. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to find a vehicle. Maybe there was some AT back there at the spawn box he could take. Also, he's deciding to swim it. Doesn't have any AT on him, though. You have PHK. He just got shot in the back. I think just failed a wake-up check, too. K60 is definitely harassing. As Op4, they have their forces pretty well spread out, and they're slowly trying to come up to Blue 4's spot. Oh, dear. Funny thing is, we still have another hour worth of gameplay here. I just don't see any way for Blue 4 to win this at this point, to be perfectly honest. We'll cover it to the end. As What's That likes to say, we need to see Blue 4 channel their inner Audrey Hotto, but I don't see it. I'm more curious how we're going to see Blue 4 demo. Okay, they did have explosive charges. 'Cause I didn't know. I didn't see that they did, but that is definitely an explosive satchel going off, and that's what took out that Vic. So both sides, right now, technically are tied. Because both sides have eliminated each other's artillery position, giving them 3 points. However, Op4 is in control of both of the capture zones, which is going to give them another 5 points per zone. So that's going to go 13-3 if the match were to end right now. Greater numbers advantage on Blue 4, and Blue 4 just doesn't know what to do at this point. So Op4 is just trying to hunt down the remaining Blue 4 groups here. Both sides have sniped each other's artillery position for 3 points, but the capture zones are only worth 5 points, and they're only cashed in at the end of the match, which I believe we still have an hour for, because I was told this was a 2.5-hour event. Both sides started equidistant as defending and attacking. It's all neutral objectives. So Nemesis, think in FNF terms a neutral sector. Oh my god. Well, there goes the OFCRA players by Tellar there. I guess they heard them. Dog trying to come up, kills Tellar. Deck 4 trying to get a shot on Dog, but he folds down out of the line of fire. And you got some more Op4, a Tango group trying to come in. That cripples Dog. Decor unable to land those shots point blank. Literally last bolt in his magazine, he's able to do it. And now you got Misenko. And this is what I'm talking about. Op4 has just completely outperformed Blue 4 in 85 to 90% of those firefights. So that's another 4 Blue 4 down for only 1 Op4 down. So 1 more KIA on Blue 4's side, and Op4 will gain an additional 3 points for a supremacy bonus. I'd say his aim is cancer, but cancer kills people. Jesus. The objectives are fortified, yes. But back to explain it to Nemesis. think neutral sector, but also... Actually, we don't really have an objective. That would be a cool concept for FNF. It's like a headquarters. You defend your headquarters while trying to blow up your enemies. Slow and steady wins the race, right? OFCRA flying overhead with their KA-60. I think they're gonna get picked up. Oh, someone just shot their gun. They're shooting at the helicopter. Hits the tail rotor. Ooh. Rolton trying to rush up, but he gets engaged by Ibnek and Giovanni and is forced to pull back. I don't think engaging that helicopter was a good idea. Maybe they thought it was QRF coming down, but this is the last fight. Blue 4 folding in 3 more guys. I'd love to see NASA charge in, but they're pulling away and around. Zicky's still alive, though. He's a pretty good player, and he's very aggressive. That might help switch the tide here. How many players are in that Vic? That's 6 additional units that can come in and reinforce. Zicky getting knocked out. Possibly by Kilo here. Oh, yeah, that was a marksman shot by Kilo. Now you got Blue 4 crossing. They could get on this ridge. Bluck's up there. They're going to Ibnek and Giovanni with their marksman up there. Could still go either way. Zicky gets double tapped. And this Vic is potentially dismounting early, or are they picking up more guys? No, they're dismounting early. Got Grimsy here suppressing up on Massacre and Devil Dog. I think they're just waiting for the rest of Blue 4 6EME to get on Overwatch position. Same with Ibnek and Giovanni. Bluck also on a decent Overwatch position here. Might be able to spot stuff. He only has iron sights, though. Spots Grimsley. Knocks Grim out. Hearing some shots go on this ridge. NASA's just driving around at this point. OFCRA just has a lot of forces on a stroll here. Oh, this should be good. They don't go... Where are they going? KA-60 now in pursuit. This force dismounted to form a blocking force, but... Hold up, they've turned around. Now I think they realize... No, they're just doing a circle. I'm not gonna lie, if I was the gunner, I would try to make that shot on the KA-60, excuse me. Now we're seeing some QRF come in from the northern compound. That is 4 guys. Ibnek getting picked off by Kilo. Leaving Giovanni on his own over here. And now they're going to drive up to this ridge. Not the best Overwatch, but they're trying. I got these 4 dismounting. They're going to attack and probably eliminate Devil Dog and Massacre by engaging from the rear. Devil Dog already taken out by Husky. That leaves Massacre on his own. Giovanni picking off Soft there. Not sure if he got the kill. Kilo returning fire, but is unable to find an angle.
Send in GOAT Team 6.
Aragorn, thanks for the 8-month resub.
Well, this happened.
Yes, it did. Hope you keep enjoying everything, my man. Thanks for the sub. Hope you keep enjoying the new sub emotes. And I hope you're enjoying your Thursday. Massacre doing some blind shots on Husky, but Husky finds Massacre's head and takes him out. Husky on 3 kills. 3 has been the number I've been seeing a lot of people get before they go down. So you still got the 3-6 EME guys all the way back here. Not really doing a lot in terms of support. They're just leaving the other group to get picked to pieces. It's the Thursday Massacre. I think it's GG at this point. Blue 4's had their attack repelled. Op4 getting friendly fired, but that's quickly rectified. I think Sup's going to get up here and flank those 3-6 EME guys, and I'm going to call it. It's over at that point. In some long-range shooting at Alex. It's just, again, Op4 has been the more aggressive side, and here comes Sup. Did he not see him? I guess he didn't see him. He's got a magnified optic there. There's the shots. 1 headshot. 2 headshots. Can he get the 3rd? No, he gets dropped by Alex in return fire. Alex did have the ACOG there. Oh, who's down there? Did Blockwake back up? Yes, he did. And got OPEX coming around. He's been a pretty good player tonight. He's already on 3 kills with a stolen Blue 4 ACOG M16A4 with a 203. And these guys, I think, realize, yeah, Op4 is deployed to try to get him, but they've left. Sup wakes back up. Alex trying to use GLs uphill, but they're not getting to where he wants them because to hit Op4 in their fortified positions is nearly impossible with that GL. OPEX, he could hit the rear spot, but Op4 taking cover behind this ridge. There's no way. No, Aragorn. There's no way. Op4 also... Hold on, we have 3... Do we have 5 guys left? Yeah, 1, 2, 3... Yeah, so 5 or less. Op4 has gotten both supremacy bonuses. 3 points for knocking Blue 4 down to 10 or less players, and then an additional 2 points for knocking Blue 4 down to 5 or less players. So even if Blue 4 takes this zone and somehow holds it for the entire game, they still lose. Alex is crippled, doing his best to move up to that position. Got Giovanni that's folded in. And you got Op4 taking pot shots at the Humvee as it drives away with this tidal wave of Op4 trying to follow it. And more reinforcements. 2 additional guys in that Vic coming in. All right, I'm going to wrap this up in 8 minutes. Or less, depending on what happens. But it's over. Gunners turned in. RPGs actually disabling the engine of the Humvee. I didn't see a contact hit. Now they're just running for it. Please. Please, machine gunners, I beg of you. End them. Oh, all right, yeah, let's keep it going. Oh, HE round from a stolen Moz, knocking NASA to his feet. That is absolutely brutal. Meanwhile, back up here, Alex was taken out. We've got Bluck and Giovanni still alive. Just the brutality as the 3 remaining Blue 4 players try their best. Deck 4 trying to pick them off from the rear here. Oh, and NASA getting knocked out as he tries to get away. Look at all the colored smoke he's popped. KA-60 trying to maneuver in. It's landing. Co-pilot getting out, and NASA's been double tapped. 2 men remaining. As Deck 4 trying to breach the building, Bluck's in. Bluck hears the steps. Deck 4 comes in. Deck 4 doesn't have his rifle up. Bluck trying to land a shot. Bluck now caught reloading as Deck 4 just stares at him like, hey. What? 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 What the fuck was that? Why are you just staring at him? What? I'm so confused, chat. What was that? Just Op4 coming up to say you can't win? It doesn't matter if you kill me. Maybe he was so bored he just wanted to be executed so it'd be over. Maybe. Ravioli, ravioli, end me already. I don't think that was lag. Maybe? On his side? Maybe he was just trying to get him to waste all of his ammo, but Bluck would just pick up his weapon, so what? And he has a long-range radio. I don't get what just... What happened? Giovanni now running into this building. I'm so confused. GL coming in. He just craved death. All right. Bluck getting GL'd. He's got to shut the door. He's able to knock Alex out, though. Meanwhile, in Zero Fucksville. I'd say the winner in that firefight was me for getting content. Let's go with that. Roltanish here trying to get a pick off. He's got a scoped AK. He decides to say fuck it. And now he's going to chuck a rocket in the fuck it bucket there. I wonder if OPEX will follow suit here. Yes, he does. Oh, I love it. The order has been given. Leave no survivors. Destroy the building. And that building made out of clay and whatever the heck, I guess stellinium. Not even a damage texture after getting hit by 2 AT rockets and multiple GLs. Okay. Cool. The Arma gods want this game to continue. All right, Roltanish, let's see what you got. Trying to peer through the window. He hears movement inside. Where is Op4's backup? They're all still combing around looking for Blue 4's ground command's dead body. Roltanish getting his first kill. Gets wounded there. That was Bluck going down. Now it's just up to Giovanni. And there it is. GG. Op4, WOG. Weekly Open Games is the winner. Thank you so much for sticking it out with me. Wait. How did Blue 4 get the points? Wait a second. Why are the tabs so long? Did the script execute for like every squad in play? Jesus. But OPFOR is the victor there. Blue 4 shouldn't have gotten any points other than the 3 for the arty. The supremacy bonuses, nah. Otherwise, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of players, sir. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Cheers. I can't close the damn thing. Have a good one. Let me go ahead and pay out the prediction.